This is the 2009 relative velocity question. Part B, the speed of an airplane in still air is u kilometers an hour. The airplane flies in a straight line from P to Q, and Q is north of P. Here's Q and here's P. There's no wind blowing. The time is t hours. And then find in terms of u and t the time to fly from P to Q if there is a wind blowing from the southeast with a speed of 4√2. So let's call the distance d. Distance is equal to speed by time. So my distance is equal to the u is the speed and the big T for time. So that's 1. That's when there's no wind. When there is a wind, if we're at P and we want to go to Q, if we're playing golf and the wind is coming from the southeast, it's coming off this side here. So we'd have to hit the ball out to the right in this direction for it to end up at Q. And that's the plane going in that direction with a speed of u. The wind has a speed of 4√2 off the southeast, gives 45-degree angles, and we'll call the velocity of the plane v. Now we'll call this one A. So what have we got here? We could use the cosine rule. V and 4√2 join the angle, and u is opposite, and it's in terms of u and t the answer. So let's use the cosine rule first. U squared is equal to the two sides connecting the angle squared, v squared plus 4√2 to be squared is 16 2s, 32, minus 2bc, that would be minus 2v by 4√2, so that's minus 8√2 times v by the cos of the angle that joined them, which is the cos of 45. So we get u squared is equal to v squared plus 32, and the root 2's will cancel. This is 1 over root 2 for cos 45, so we're going to get minus 8v. Now this looks like a quadratic. U is a constant speed, so if I bring that across, I can get v squared minus 8v plus 32 minus u squared equals 0. This will enable me to solve for v. If I take this as my constant, so it looks like quadratic formula use. So minus b is plus 8 minus minus 8, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is going to be 64, minus 4ac minus 4 by 1, which we don't need in there if you don't want to put it in, by c, which is 32 minus u squared. Does this simplify for us? Over 2a, 2 times 1. So we're going to have 8 plus or minus the square root of 64, so that's minus 4 by 32, minus 128, and minus 4 by minus u squared is plus 4u squared. For u squared over 2. So we're going to get 8 plus or minus the square root. You're going to be patient with these. 4u squared minus 64 over 2. And the square root of 4u squared minus 64 is going to be the square root of 4 times u squared minus 16. So we've made it into a product. So we can separate them. Square root of 4 by the square root of u squared minus 16 is going to be 2 by the square root of u squared minus 16. So we're going to get 8 plus or minus 2 by the square root of u squared minus 16. And now this does tidy up nicely. So that's going to be 4 plus or minus, the 2's will cancel, the square root of u squared minus 16. And what's that? This is the speed of the plane. We're looking for time. Time is distance over speed from your dst. So my distance, what do we get above ut? Distance was this ut. And speed, which we've just gotten here, Now the 4 minus, we can't have a minus speed here, so we'll just take the plus 4 plus the square root of u squared minus 16. So quite a tricky question in 2009.